Hi everybody, and welcome to a review of all of the retired coats that I acquired during the month of February. After the 2020 Black Friday sales, I decided to semi-retire from divine chasing. Number one, because I've collected most of the divines that were on my most wanted list, and number two, probably most importantly really, I just wanted to have more passes available to purchase retired coats again. After pass horses were removed, I have had to be really picky about where I put my passes, and my passes go towards VIP renewal, divines, and retired coat purchases. My VIP renewal, I prioritize that because it kind of helps fund the rest of my game and how I manage everything. And I really miss purchasing retired coats. So after the Black Friday sales were over, I just went absolutely nuts buying up retired coats with all the leftover passes that I had. I didn't purchase a lot of coats last month. I think it was just about 5 total, but I was still really happy with the coats that I did purchase. One of those is a pre-CS coat I already had applied that did retire, so I will include that one in this. So technically I only purchased 4 retired coats. If this is something that you guys enjoy hearing me talk about, you enjoy seeing these coats, please let me know and I can try and turn this into a monthly series. Also, if you would like to see the limited coats that I apply during the monthly coat release, I can include those as well. I usually get quite a few each release, all of the coats that I quite like and that I don't want to have to pay a fortune for later on. I just didn't include those within this video just because they're fairly new and I wasn't sure if that was something that you guys would want to see, but if you would like to see those, please let me know. I will include all of the information about each coat that's available in the directory, so if you want to go and look for that coat in the directories yourself, you can do that, and then if you want to try tracking that coat down in the sales, you can do that as well. That includes the coat name, the creator name. For those names that I can't pronounce, which is probably going to be quite a few, I'll just include that on the screen somewhere. I'll also include the species information, how many copies the coat has available in game, how many times the coat was actually used, and also when the coat was released. Unfortunately, we don't have the date that the coat retired, which is something that I would like to know because I think that's kind of interesting to know how long was the coat active in game before it finally retired, because that does vary for quite a few coats. So let's get started with the first coat, which is a pre-creation space coat. This one retired last month either because the creator decided to retire it because it reached 100 uses or because the creator left the game. I'm not quite sure because I didn't look up the creator. This coat is Peacock. It's a Riding Pegasus coat by Rachel Satterfield. It has 80 copies currently available in game, and it was used 154 times total before it retired. And it was released in June of 2008, so this coat is only 1 year removed from the start of the international server. It's quite an old coat. I haven't had it that long. I only applied it within the last maybe 2 years or so. I'm not quite sure. I haven't had it a long time, but I quite like it. I like the colors of it, and I'm just a really big fan of pre-CS coats in general. A lot of them look like they were hand drawn, and that's just a style that I quite enjoy. The next coat is Dashanka Like a Banner by the creator Dashanka. This is a Riding Unicorn coat that was released in May 2011. It currently has 238 copies in game out of 500 total. I really like this one. This one had been one that I was eyeing for quite a while because I love the colors on this. I love the purple and the pink and the blue colors. And then it is a more what I would call a traditional style unicorn coat, just with the cloven hooves. And then it does have the beard, I guess that's called a beard on a unicorn, I don't know. And then it has the not full hairy tail. It's just a more traditional style unicorn coat, and I think these are gorgeous. I really like Dashanka coats anyway. There's still quite a few that I'm missing, but this one is definitely one of my favorites, and I was really happy to finally purchase it last month. The next one is another pre-creation space coat. This one, though, I purchased because I did not already have it applied and it had been retired for a while already. This is Pastel Pegasus by Demure Girl. Demure Girl has a lot of really beautiful pre-CS coats in the game. I think there's also a few creation space coats. So if you do want some Demure Girl coats to put backgrounds with, I do think there are some Helios Ray compatible coats that you can apply as well. This one is a Riding Pegasus coat. It was released in March of 2009. It currently has 84 copies out of 209 available. Well, I have 84 written in my notes, but I have 86 in the name. How many are available? So it is 84, and this coat has already dropped by 2 copies, and I just bought it last month. So that shows how quickly copies can drop in the game, which is really sad because to me that's less available for people to buy and to enjoy. So this next coat is one of 2 Lissy coats that I purchased last month. This one is one of those that I'm going to have to post the name up on the screen. This is a Riding Unicorn coat. There are 62 copies in game out of 100 uses total, and it was released in June 2011. I think I've talked about this in some previous videos where I go through some of my coat farms, but Lissy is one of my favorite creators in the game. I am actively hunting, passionately hunting the Lissy coats. I try to buy them whenever I can. The ones that I don't have because I don't really collect duplicate coats, but I love Lissy coats, and I stumbled upon this one because when I saw it, I didn't quite recognize it. I didn't immediately recognize it as a Lissy coat, and I still have quite a few that I don't have, so it's a little difficult for me to keep all of them in my head, which ones that I don't have, and I have to pull up the creation directories quite often when I'm hunting through the sales. But I was really happy to find this one just because it is one of those lower use Lissy coats, although there's quite a few Lissy coats that are under the 70 copy mark now. For some reason, the copies on those have just dwindled over time. But I do really like this one. I love Palominos, and this one's quite pretty. So I was really happy to find it. Very pleasantly surprised, I should say. And this is the other Lissy coat that I purchased last month. This one I did recognize as a Lissy coat right away, or at least I was pretty sure. I think I did have to double check and look at the coat information just to be sure. But what really surprised me about it was that it only has 36 copies left. This one is the rarest of the Lissy coats. It has the lowest amount of copies available, and this one is now my rarest coat in my collection. I think my oldest rarest, the coat that I had that used to be my rarest coat is around 50 copies or so. So this one's quite rare compared to my other ones. I don't really collect coats just for rarity purposes. That's just kind of a bonus. I just collect the coats that I like. So this one was a bonus. I was really surprised because you don't really see coats that often in direct sales with such low copies available, because with direct sales, the pass cap is 2,500 passes. Whereas with the auctions, I do not think that there's a limit on how many passes you can bid. So oftentimes coats with really low copies available will go in the auctions instead, and I can usually never afford them. So I was really happy to get this one just because of how few copies it has. This one is a pony coat, and it was released in July of 2011. This one was also capped at 100 uses, so it's 36 copies out of 100 uses total. I really like this one. It's super cute with the fluffy, shiny mane and tail, and I like that it has just a little bit of pop of green and then the feather kind of curling on it. I really like this coat. This one's really pretty. So that's all of the coats that I acquired during the month of February. It might not seem like a lot, but I am really happy that I got to add all of these coats to my collection, because I think with all of these are all by creators whose art styles that I really enjoy, that I absolutely love. So they've been ones that if I see one of their coats in the sales and I don't yet already have that coat, I try to buy it or I start saving for it. So again, if you guys would like to see more of these videos each month where I talk about all of the coats that I acquired, whether that's just the ones that I purchased through the sales as well as any pre-CS coats I had, if any that did retire that month, or if you'd also like to see limited coats that I apply during the coat release, I can include those as well. So just let me know if you would like to see any more of these. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.